Hello, this is Robert Guillaume. Thank you for joining me on Your Money, Manage It. I will be discussing principles that will empower you to manage your finances made easy. Hello, today we're going to discuss in a short podcast, this is not lengthy today, but very important, and that is financially being organized. Now, exactly what does being organized in the financial scheme of things mean? Well, it means knowing what you have and where you can find it. It's pretty simple. Here are some examples of what I mean by being financially organized. First of all, question, where is my checking account located? Now, that may seem rather idiotic, but where do you bank? Where are your accounts located? Where's your savings account located? If you have such items as a financial certificate of deposit, a CD, where is it located? Who holds that? Where are any IRA investments that you might have? Where are they located? Important questions. Also, question might be, who handles my investment portfolio? Do you have a wealth manager that's doing that for you, and do you know how to contact them, or whatever case that might be? Where do you keep your investment records? Do you have a safety deposit box? Do you have a file at home? Do you have a safe at home? You should know that. And if there is cash, now this is important because cash is not a bad thing to have on hand. And if you have cash, where is it? Now, you don't need to tell the world that, oh, I've got $10,000 and I put it, under the rug in the entryway or something, No. But if you have cash somewhere, someone who you truly trust, and I'm saying, perhaps a family member should, or an executor of your estate, they should know where that money is. Maybe you have a safe somewhere that is, hidden away or something, but they should know. Another question, do you have beneficiaries for your investment accounts, savings accounts, all of those scenarios? Do you have beneficiaries? That's being organized. Now, here's a piece of advice. If you have an account such as a checking account, you might consider having what is known as a POD, or payable on death. Now, I say that because many people say, well, my son or my daughter or whoever is listed on my checking account. Well, that's all well and good, but let's look at the most horrible scenario. Let's say they are also a name on your checking account, and something should happen to them. You may wind up paying taxes on that account. Think about that. Check with your bankers. I know this is true. I know cases where this has happened. So what you need to have actually on checking and so forth is payable upon death. That's what you really need to have, so that if something does happen to you, then those funds are available to whatever individual or individuals are listed as payable on death. Now, I think besides yourself, there are others who really and truly need to know where financial information is located and where to find these items, such as your spouse. Maybe you have some different investments or whatever. You sort of need to know where hers are or his, and vice versa. You need to understand, in case something is an emergency, something happens, where to find different accounts. Children should know. And it's not the older you get, it's not a bad idea, to sit down with your children, everything's in good standing and say, look, guys, if something happens to us or to me, whatever, here is where things are. That is vital. That's important. And if you have a will, then your executor, might be a son, daughter, or someone, they need to know where that's located, where you keep it. And if it's your children, they need to know where that document is. Insurance policies. Wow, you may have several $1,000s in life insurance, and someone needs to know who carries that policy and where it is. It's XYZ company, insurance company, your executor, your children, they need to know there's a life insurance policy, and here's your spouse, and here's where it is. So why is, and one other one is your lockbox. If you have a safety deposit box with personal and important information in it, one of your children, the executor of your estate, your spouse, needs to know where the key to that lockbox is located. And they need to have their name on record as being able to get into that lockbox. That is vital. Consider that. If you haven't done it, do it. So why is being personally organized so important? Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, it eliminates confusion. It eliminates mistakes. And in the event of, a property loss, due to a fire, due to a storm, etc., it eliminates all of the confusing aspects if you know where your information and your finances are located. And it simplifies all of the questions of what, when, where, etc., if there should be a death. When should you be organized? You might say, well, I'm young. No. The sooner, the better. Be organized financially right from the get-go. Know where your financial and personal information is, who has it, banks or insurance, whatever the case may be. Know your financial and personal information, what, when, and where. Now, you need to know what you have. That sounds pretty simple, but most people probably do not. You need to know accurately with files and with records what you have. Keep your current information updated. Keep it current. An example, if you change banks, you may have in your paperwork that you bank at Bank X. Well, if you change banks to Bank A, your children, your executive, whoever needs to know or needs to be on file that your checking account, your saving account, your C are at this new bank. You need to keep that current. So keep all bank accounts current. Keep all CDs and IRA information current. All insurance policies current, all that information. All investment information current. Case in point, I recently shifted, and this is something we probably will discuss, but the older you get, having some finances just totally locked up for a period of time may not be the wisest investment move. So in my case, I had a stock portfolio, not a real large stock portfolio, but I had some stocks and investments. And as with most of you who have had that, you've seen a lot of decrease in your earnings over the past year and a half. So I made a move. I switched out of that portfolio and put that money into a IRA CD that's earning a pretty decent amount of interest currently. Not a large financial shift, but it was a financial shift. Well, that changed a few things. It changed from the company that was carrying my stock investments in that portfolio to a bank that's now carrying that IRA CD. Know that. Know where those current pieces of information are. Know your assets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a bad thing to know your pretty much exact financial position. Now, if you had to cash everything out, What are you worth? And along with that, your liabilities. So that means your net worth. And we just discussed this in an earlier podcast. But, know your financial position. Are you worth a grand total of $250,000 or $50,000 or $500,000? You can get a picture of that when you put all your cash and checking and savings and CDs and investment portfolios and the value equity in your house or the value of your house, all of these things together, you can come up with a pretty good idea of where you financially stand. And I hope, your liability position. What liabilities do you currently have and are facing? So, know your position. And that is simply being organized. Know what you have, know where it is, be organized, and I will tell you straight up, that is huge. It's important, especially in times of tribulation or trials, such as I mentioned, property loss, death, those types of things. And you sleep better at night knowing that you are financially and personally organized with your information. Just a helpful tip today. So this little tip, I hope, will go a long way in helping you improve your financial stability and position. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me on Your Money, Manage It. My book, How to Manage Personal Finances Made Easy and Avoiding the College Debt Trap, can be found on Amazon and the bookshop. I will also include the link in the description of this episode. Find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and join me again next Monday. Thank you for listening.